All right, guys. Now remember, please, all right, speak up, speak up, speak up. Today we're graphing inequalities. We're graphing inequalities, all right? Now, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are supposed to be easy because they're already solved. I just have to make sure you remember how to graph inequalities. So with that being said, x is greater than -3. Here's how I want you to do it. I always say plot the solution and its opposite. So right now, I want everybody to put a spot here and put -3 over here and +3 over here. If I am greater than -3, is -3 greater than -3?
No.
No, that's why we have an open circle on -3. That's why you have an open circle. Because it does not include. It goes all the way up to -3, but doesn't include -3. And then greater than is going in which direction?
Positive.
To the right or to the left?
Right.
To the right. Now here's how I do inequalities. I always draw it above and then draw the arrow this way. All right? Because we have iPads though, it's not a bad idea to just say, this is my answer. All right? There's my answer. All right, I don't care how you do it. I like kind of like the highlighter. All right, I just don't like scribbling. Okay? Anybody have any questions with that? Open circle because it's not equal to what? The answer is the graph.
So it's just from the open circle to the right.
That's the graph. There you go. Come on. Now, for number 2, it says x is less than or equal to 4. So what do I want you to do? I want you to come over here and put a 4, and then I want you to come over here and put -4. Right? You don't have to put a bunch of numbers. You put the answer in the opposite. This time is 4 less than or equal to 4. Is it less than or equal to, is 4 less than or equal to 4? Yes, it's equal to. So 4 is part of the solution. So this time you have a solid dot on 4. And now less than is going in which direction? To the left. So there I am. That's less than 4. Less than or equal to 4. Notice the equal is a solid dot. Equal to is a solid dot. If you're not sure about that, make yourself a note. Number 3, we are going less than 7. So here we go. Put a mark at 7, and then put a mark at what? -7. If it's less than 7, is it a solid dot or an open? Solid means it is included. Is 7 less than 7? No, so it is a what? Open circle at 7. Heading in which direction? Which direction? Left, because left is less than. There we go. Say it again. Oh, I didn't. Thank you for that. That's just -7. Although -4 wouldn't be wrong, right? It's just making sure you have you understand the number line. What?
Number 2 was less than 4. Number 7 is less than 4. So we're already close.
1 is equal to. Look, the equal to is the solid one. You understand the difference between, look right here. Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. You see that equal to sign underneath that?
Well, that's equal to.
You understand me?
No.
This one does not have the equal to sign. So number 4, greater than or equal to 0. So now does 0 have an opposite?
No.
No, so you can put 0 and 5 if you want to. Greater than or equal to, is it solid or open?
Solid.
Solid. Do I care what number you put there?
No.
You can put 100 if you want. All right, it's just to put the placement to show me you know where the positives and negatives are. Now I want greater than or equal to 0. So how am I graphing? What was that?
Oh, sorry. To the right.
To the right. That's what we're doing. All right. Now look, that's just the introduction right there. Anybody have any issues with that? Any issues? All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to knock out now. I'm going to do the odds with you. And then tonight for homework, you're going to do the what? You're going to do the evens. All right. So here we go, guys. Come on now. Now, again, I just feel like we've worked so hard that there's not an issue here. All right. There's not an issue. All right. So everyone, on question number 5, what do I have to do first? Subtract what?
3.
Subtract 3. So now you're going to write 5x is less than what?
Negative.
Negative 25. Everybody's going to say that. 5x is less than negative 25. If you don't know that, now's the time to speak up. And then do what? Divide by 5. And when I divide by 5, that means x is less than negative 5. Now I'm starting with simple. Does anybody have any issues with the answer? X is less than negative 5. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to put 5. I'm going to put negative 5. Less than negative 5, is that a solid or is it open? Open at negative 5. Shaded which direction? To the left. Now, I never had to say, okay, left is negative and right is positive, or left is less than and to the right is greater than. That just made sense to me. But I also want to show you how I had to show one of my kids this less than sign is the arrow if you ever get confused. All right, that's pointing to the direction that you should be going. All right, Ms. Cussel, what?
So instead of doing minus 3, you do plus 3.
Didn't we subtract 3 from both sides?
Oh, yeah.
Subtract 3, subtract 3. What?
How do you tell if it's an open or closed?
You the same way we did 1, 2, 3, and 4. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to is a solid dot. Solid, less than or equal to. I said the reason it's solid is because it is equal to. Solid dot is equal. If it doesn't have an equal, it's open. You need to write that down and refer back to that. All right, here we go. Number 7. What do I have to do first on number 7? Yes, Sienna, go. Add 7. So now, A over 4 is less than or equal to what? What type of 4? Negative 4. All right? Girls, any questions? Now, how do I undo, Sienna, how do I undo the division? Multiply. So A is what? Less than or equal to negative 16. Less than or equal to negative 16. So now on my graph, I go make a dot for negative 16 and for 16. It's less than or equal to, so now it's a what type of dot? Solid dot at negative 16. Which direction am I going? To the what? Come on, guys. Less than or equal to. Which direction? Right or left? Left is less than. I'm going in this direction. I don't think that's that difficult. Anybody have any issues? No issues. if I'm going less than negative 16, what numbers are less than negative 16? What?
More negative.
More negative. Right? If you're getting greater than, you're going to the right. If you're getting less than, you're going to the left. All right? And to me, again, that was logical, right? Because negative 16, that's why I put these numbers here. So you can clearly see if I'm going to the right, I'm getting bigger. If I'm going to the left, I'm getting what? Smaller. That's what you're supposed to know. All right, does anybody have any questions? All right, now, before we do the next one, I have something that's a little weird. All right, so I want everybody's attention up here, please. All right, what's 2d minus 5d? Negative 3d. Okay, so we're going to say negative 3d is greater than negative 35. So now what do I have to do? Divide by negative 3. So now I'm going to put the answer up there, and trust me, I didn't make a mistake. So I want everybody to look up on the board. D is less than 35 thirds. D is less than 35 thirds. All right, now you're asking yourself, well, I think you made a mistake because this was what? And now it's what? So why did we change? All right, so there's a rule for inequalities. Listen to the rule. Whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you must change the inequality sign. So you need to write that down. Whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you must change the inequality sign. When you multiply or divide by a negative, you must change the inequality sign. And of course, I remember arguing with my teacher, like, who's making these rules up? Right? That doesn't make any sense to me that I'm dividing by a negative or multiplying by a negative, and I'm going to change the sign. All right? I don't want to do that. All right? So now, let me show you why. What?
Wait, what's the what sign?
The inequality sign. All right? When you multiply or divide by a negative, you change the inequality sign. Now I'm going to show you why. So I want everybody to look up here. Look up on the board, and let me show you why you have to change the inequality sign. All right, I'm going to let you finish writing that down. All right? And I'll show you how they were able to figure out that rule. All right? And that rule was simply done based off observation. The rule was done based on observation. All right? So now, please, all right, I want eyes up on the board. Eyes up on the board so I can show you something. And this, just to me, it just helps me remember the rule. All right? When I see everybody's eyes up on the board, I will continue. Come on, guys. Eyes up so I can show you. All right, eyes up, eyes up. There's no reason to be writing. There's no reason to be doing anything else. Sienna, what are you doing? What? You weren't having your eyes up? Here we go. William, are you listening?
Yeah.
I said eyes up on the board. That's what some of the problem is. All right? I want everybody to tell me if this is true or false. 4 is greater than negative 10. Is that true or false?
It's true.
That's true. Now I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I end up with 6 is greater than negative 8. Is that still true?
Yes.
So adding is not a problem. I still create something that's true. What?
Where did you get 2 from?
I'm just demonstrating something. That's all. That's why I said if you were listening a few minutes ago, you would have understood that. Listen to me, William. Now, I'm going to subtract a number. I'm just going to subtract 1. So 5 is greater than negative 9. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. So I can add and subtract, and I create true statements. Now I'm going to multiply by a number. I'm going to multiply by 3. 15 is greater than negative 27. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I multiply by a positive, I still am true. All right? Now I'm going to divide by a negative. Well, actually, I'll just make it easy. I'm going to multiply by a negative. So I'm going to multiply by negative 2. I'm going to multiply by negative 2. Santa, look up on the board. Stop doing that. I'm going to multiply by negative 2. That becomes negative 30 is greater than 54. Is that true or false?
False.
That is a false statement. So in order to make it a true statement, what do I have to do to the inequality sign? I have to change it. All right? So instead of it becoming greater than, it is now what? Less than. So what am I trying to show you? Whenever you multiply or divide by negative, you must change the inequality sign. That means you too. You're supposed to be paying attention up here. Come on. Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry. Go. Next. Dividing by negative 3. Dividing by negative 3. So if I divide by negative 3, look what happens. 10. What?
It's not negative 3.
What?
It's not negative 3. Oh, yeah.
What are you asking?
Oh, you're just making up
What are you
numbers.
asking me?
I was confused. I thought you were trying to. Yeah, I know.
I'm just showing you something. This is what I'm trying to say to some of you guys. Just listen. Listen to the full explanation. I'm trying to explain to you why when I multiply or divide by a negative, I change the signs. That's all. That's it. I'm now going to show you dividing by negative 3. Negative 30 divided by negative 3 is what? 10. Now, negative 54 divided by negative 3 is negative 18. Is 10 less than negative 18? No, it's not. So what do I have to do with the inequality sign? Change it to a what? Greater than. Greater than. I don't care about all the work right here. This is what some of you don't understand. I just want you to listen to me. It's better to listen right now. All right? So there's another rule. There's 2 rules so far. We did whether it's a solid dot or an open dot. You have to know that. Greater than or equal to. Anytime it's equal to, it's a solid dot. All right? And the other rule is anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, you must do what? Change the inequality sign. You change the inequality sign. Those are the 2 new lessons. Everybody in here knows how to solve an equation. All right? Everyone in here knows how to solve an equation. Those are just 2 new rules that you have to listen to. All right? So now, back to this question. D, we divided by negative, so D is less than 35 thirds. Everybody agree with me? All right, so now we're going to graph 35 thirds. Do I care that 35 thirds is 11 2/3? No, I don't care. All right, we just put 35 thirds as positive. So I put 35 thirds over here, and then I come over here and put negative 35 thirds. And then, is it an open or is it closed? Open or closed? You said them both. Open. So we're going to put an open circle at 35 thirds, and then what direction are we going?
Right.
Who said right? Less than is what direction? Why are you saying right?
Left, the arrow.
And I just told you, Sienna, this arrow, right, will demonstrate the direction. If you don't know, stop guessing. Less than is to the left. Greater than is to the right. I'm not understanding the confusion. So now we're graphing, drawing this from here to here. And there it is. Simple, simple. Connie, y'all good?
Yeah.
William, you good?
Yeah.
All right, let's try the next one. Number 11. So what's the first step for number 11? Multiply by 7. Very good.
X plus 4 is less than.
Stop now. X plus 4 is less than negative 21. Thank you very much. Now listen, I know I've been fussy because I wanted some of you to listen. All right, now that you're listening, if you don't know why x plus 4 is less than negative 21, now you raise your hand. What?
Why would you not change?
Did I multiply or divide by a negative?
No. You use multiply.
What did I multiply by, Austin? By positive 7. Did I multiply by a negative? No, I don't change the sign. What?
So, when you change the sign, was x plus 4 over negative 7?
Stop. I don't care about what if. William, look up here on the board for me. Don't, come on, just stay with me. Don't create your own problem. This right now is x plus 4 over 7. I said, what do you do to both sides? What do you do to both sides? If you multiply by 7, do you change the sign? No, because it's not a what? It's not a negative. You only change the sign if you multiply or divide by negative. That's the rule. All right, now, finishing the step here. What am I doing? Subtracting 4. So everybody should be able to say that's just x is less than what? Negative 25. And if you're not comfortable doing negative 21 minus 4, take out your calculator. I don't even care anymore. Make it a good one.
Since the final equation is false, what do you do?
What are you talking about? The final equation is false.
I meant, like, x isn't less than...
Stop. What? It's just saying the answer to this problem has to be less than negative 25.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing about false. You're answering the question. X is less than negative 25. All right, so now we're graphing that. So when I graph that, I'm making a mark at negative 25. And I'm making a mark at 25. And now is it solid or is it open? Open. Which direction? Left. No, he doesn't need any help. He's asking me a question. He's not asking anybody else. Say it, Austin.
No, I got it.
All right, good. All right, simple as that. Girls, any questions? Come on. Sienna, you good with the direction now? Positive, negative, greater than, less than, right? All right, here we go. Let's have some more fun. So 13. Again, we're solving. All right, I got to combine the x's. So I'm going to move the 3x, and I'm going to move the negative 8. So if I move the 3x over, I'm going to do what? Subtract 3x. Everybody's going to put minus 3x, and then I'm going to do what? Add 8. Add 8. Now the hard part. 7x minus 3x. 4x is less than or equal to 16. Divide by 4. X is less than or equal to 4. I just don't understand, guys. To me, that is simple. I'm not saying you can't have trouble with it, but you never ask me questions, some of you guys. Even when I'm fussy, it's okay to ask the question. I want to help, but I want to make sure you're listening first. You got to listen and receive the information first. Anybody have any questions with less than or equal to 4? Make it a good one. Where's less than? Shh, don't tell him. Right, less than. Okay, so here is 4. Here is negative 4. And honestly, I understand your question, okay? I'm trying to get you to understand how simple it is. That's what I want you to do. So if I'm at 4, am I going to go to the right or am I going to go to the left if I'm getting less than? Left. Because if I go to the right, the next number is 5. 5 is what? Greater than 4. Right? 5 is not less than 4. So I'm going in the wrong direction. So I need to be going which way? Left. Thank you. Less than or equal to 4, this direction, and I almost forgot to make the dot what? Nice and solid. All right, here we go, 15. I have to do a little distributed. Uh-oh, go, William.
So how do you know which one to put dot on?
What?
So like -4 and 4. Which one do you know to put dot on?
What is the answer? So where does the dot go? All right, come on, next. All right, everybody take a second here. Do the distributive property. Move the variable, move the number, divide it out. All right, let's see if yours looks like mine. Here we go, come on. 3x plus 3 is greater than 8x minus 22. Did anybody get that? All right, here we go. Minus 8x minus 3. Anybody get that? You can do that if you want. Negative 5x is greater than negative 25. So x has to be what? Change the sign. Less than 5. Now, some of you guys who kept the variable positive, I want to show you something. Look up, please. If I say 3 is greater than x, that means what? X is greater than 3. When you're doing inequalities, you always have x on the left side. All right, you always have x on the left side. That's why I tell kids inequalities are the exception. I don't care if it's positive or negative. All right, I don't care if it's positive or negative. X is less than 5. Anybody have any issues? Anybody have any issues? Anybody have any questions? Santa, what? No questions for you. Now we're graphing. X is less than 5. Here we go. So I'm putting in negative 5 and 5. Solid or open? Open, going in which direction? Left. Bless you. Here we go, guys. Everybody okay with that? Good? Again, another really good day to help those of you guys who have a little trouble. All right, William, tell me, buddy. Come on. Don't be frustrated. Let me help you. Come on. I appreciate you working. You hear me? You good on that? You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next problem. All right, here we go. Let's distribute the negative 3. Come on, guys. What? Negative 6x plus 15 minus 7 less than 14. Anybody have any issues with that? Combining terms, what's 15 minus 7? Anybody have any issues with that? Subtracting 8. Now I don't have to put subtracting 8 in. 14 minus 8 is what? Uh-oh. So now, what is true? X is greater than what? Negative 1, because 6 divided by negative 6 is negative 1. Come on now, I'm doing more problems. Some of you are still sitting there your seat going, man, is he ever going to make a mistake? I know what you're thinking. All right? Never making a mistake. I want to make sure, you guys, I keep saying on your tests, I give them back to you, say, you never asked me a question. And some of you are like, well, you're so grumpy. I don't care. Still ask. That's your job. That is your job. Make sure you're asking questions. Right? I've done a whole bunch of problems. We should be pretty good at right now. All right? Another day of helping you solve equations. That's what we're doing. Anybody have any issues with x is greater than -1? All right, so now we go greater than -1. Here is -1. Here is 1. Solid or open?
Solid.
Solid or open? Open. Going in which direction? To the right. Now some of you are learning. Pay attention first. Let me go through a couple examples, get your mind wrapped around it, and then start asking me questions. William. Good, good, good.
So it's not going to be open, right?
It's open because there's no equal to.
Yeah, I thought.
Open if there's no equal to. Tremble, you all right? All right, let's have some more fun. 19. Now, here's what I want you to do on 19. All right? Just to show you something. This, I want to just switch it around. All right? So when I switch it around, I want everybody to look up. Look up, look up, look up. I want to write it like this. 7, parentheses, j minus 4. What do I do to the inequality sign? Switch it.
Why?
Less than 35. Are you asking me why I switch it or why am I doing that?
Why is it?
Okay, because if 3 is greater than 1, then I write 1 compared to 3. What's 1 compared to 3?
No, I get that part. I don't get why it's order.
Why I do what?
You flip
I know what he's saying.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Why do I what?
I'm looking around.
That's what I just asked you. I said, do you understand the flip, or you're asking me why am I switching it around? Or I'm switching it around just because I think it's easier. Right? That's all. Right? You don't have to do that. But to me, it was just simple. All right? Now, there's a shortcut here. All right? What could I do to make the problem easier for myself? Instead of distribute, I could do what? You can just divide by 7. All right? That makes the problem easier. So I'm going to divide by 7. Divide by 7. J minus 4 is less than 5. Anybody have any questions with that? And then what?
Add 4.
Add 4. Do I want to put plus 4 anymore? No. J is less than 9. J is less than 9. All right, so here we go.
Wait, Mr. Oh,
What?
I'll wait until
No, I appreciate that. Now I'm giving you permission. Go.
If you didn't switch it around, would you get a totally different answer?
You would always get what? The same answer.
Oh, yeah.
It's just easier this way. All right? And listen, I'm not saying this out of disrespect, but if you don't believe me, just do it your way, right? And then you'll see, wow, it's the same answer.
Yeah.
Right? Always. If I try to show kids fast and efficient. All right? Fast and efficient. That's how I would want you to do that. All right? You don't have to do it that way. All right? So now I have less than 9. So what kind of circle? Solid or open?
Solid.
Solid or open?
Open.
Open.
Open. Because there is no equal sign. There is no equal sign. Which direction?
Oh, that one.
Which direction?
Left.
Left.
So I thought I was wrong.
No, you're good. Anybody have any issues with that? All right. 21. Help me with this guy. What do I do? Go ahead, Connor.
Well, you can either distribute.
No, I'm not distributing a fraction.
Multiply the reciprocal.
And what is the reciprocal?
4. Negative 4.
Negative what?
4. Oh, wait, 6.
Negative 6. I'm multiplying by negative 6. And when I multiply by negative 6, what do I have to do to the sign?
You
Flip it.
What do I do with the sign?
flip it.
Flip it. So now I have, come on, D minus 4 is less than or equal to negative 42. Now what do I do to both sides? Add 4. D less than or equal to negative 38. Solid or open?
Solid.
Solid. Here we go. Here's negative 38. Here's positive 38. Solid at negative 38. Going in which direction? Less than. All right. All right, that was a lot. All right, guys, I really and truly want you to try to do, go down and do the evens. Yes.
It's kind of off.
Come on, just tell me.
But could there be like no solution?
Yes, there is. But not right now. We're going to get to those. That's a good question. Or we get to the absolute value, there'll be no solution. All right, your homework, make sure, please finish up. It's not hard. All right, it's not hard.
Yeah, do we do it up to where we went to today, or do we just
All the evens. Do all the evens. All right, my homeschool peeps. All right, hopefully you're understanding. All right, it is recorded if you want to listen again. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.